Hello and welcome to a Sophisticated Pairs video blog. My name is Erica and today I am reviewing the Freya Hero. It's been a while since I reviewed a Freya bra because they tend to recycle some of the same frames from season to season. And what that means is all I would more or less be doing is reviewing a brand new print versus actually telling you how the new styles are supposed to fit. However, Freya actually came out with Hero, which is a brand new one, and I was really excited to try it because I heard that this was very different. The ones that I tried in the past were Marvel, which I have a review of, and I didn't particularly care for that one, but then also Rapture, which they still carry, and that one to me was very much a fantasy shape that they took and made accessible to a Freya customer. It fits very similar to the side support balcony bras in the fantasy collection. Hero, however, was supposed to be very different, and I was really excited to give it a try. Ordinarily, I was buying size 30H to 32H in Freya at the time, and with the Hero, I actually went with a 30HH. Weight-wise right now, I'm a little bit on the higher end. I'm kind of between a 30 and a 32. A lot of 30s still work for me because the tissue around my rib cage is squishier, but in some cases I do need to size up. With the Hero, the 30 fits. It's a little tight. I would probably wear it with an extender for the first week or two in order to give it time to break in. So I would say that the overall band runs about true to size. The double H cup, which is not what I'm wearing, was big. I was really shocked because I typically have been doing a double H to a J in Panache. My last Freya bra that I tried, which was the Rapture, was actually a 32H. And that fit fine, so I think the Hero could run a little generous in the cup compared to some of Freya's other styles, because the H cup is perfect. I don't have any gaping, I don't have any spillage. This is the absolute textbook perfect fit for cup size right here. So keep that in mind when you're ordering size. Now for shape, the Hero is kind of unique to me. It's not the standard pointier shape that you sometimes see with Freya. It actually is a little bit more forward and rounded, which shocks me because it's quite wide on the side. I mean, this underwire here is coming way far back on the side. This is probably the widest underwire that I have tried in a long time, even including Curvy Kate. I think this comes back so far. Now, part of that could be because the band is a little tighter, but it's still really, really far back. It's so far back that the actual side panel here is really only partially sitting on breast tissue. It's mostly just sitting on my rib cage. So it's shocking to me that it's giving so much lift and forward projection with this width going on here. Because usually when you have such a wide underwire, you tend to get more of this spread apart east-west look. And the Hero is still keeping things pretty front and center. So there must have been a shallower cup here on this part when we get off the side panel as well in order to compensate. Now that said, usually when I have an underwire that comes so far back and I have, this extra width on the side, one, the center cup is usually also wide. That's not true here. It's actually pretty narrow. It's got a depth towards the center, so I actually can fully fill up the center cup without having the overflow, without feeling like my breast tissue is being splayed. But then also, it's usually really high on the side when it's very wide, and the Hero is not doing that. The Hero is actually extremely comfortable. This is probably one of the more comfortable bras I have tried in a while. It feels like I'm not even wearing a bra. And again, this shocks me because usually when I have something that's so far back, that's just, I know right off the top that it's not going to work. It's not going to be comfortable. And Hero really is. So what they've managed to do with this particular bra is they've created a shape that's got a narrower gore, a lot of center projection, but then you also have this extra width on the side. So if you're one of those customers that finds that you need a lot of depth and maybe a narrowness here, but then you also need a little bit of extra space on the side with the underwire and with the cup, the Hero could be perfect for you. I also think that even if you're like me and you really don't need this extra on the side, it's still a pretty comfortable bra. I mean, it really is. It's a kind of a downer that it comes so far back, but it's really amazing. I'm very comfortable in it. And the shape on this is extremely lifted. It's very rounded. It's almost Cleo-esque in the way it looks. And you have these great, sheer cups. You don't really see that so much in the fuller sizes, and this beautiful detailing. Overall, really impressed with that. I was kind of, like I said, very shocked. So this bra has truly been a surprise for me in the best possible way. Materials wise, I think this is great. It's typically about like, that $58, $60 bra price point. You have the fully adjustable straps, which I think is fantastic that Freya does automatically. Panache, you sort of have to wiggle up in order to get it to adjust fully. This one does it very easily. It's got a thicker strap to disperse the weight across the shoulders. The mesh here is a little bit thicker. It's just a 1-ply, but it definitely gives you the shape and the support. It's sheer, so this is definitely one of those bras that if you don't like to be able to see anything through, you're going to have that problem. But personally, I find it very difficult to find bras in my size that aren't either, like lightly padded, or they have multiple layers of fabric, so it's a very thicker bra. I think this bra would be great in summer because it's very lightweight. The wings are firm and they give a good anchoring in the back. You have 3 hook and eye closures. In fact, the wings are a little wider too, so you get really good back and posture support. Overall, materials are really fantastic. They're definitely on par with the price. The design on this is kind of clean and simple. You have sort of this like geometric little print on the fabric. You have like silver accents with the bows, this strip of ribbon here. Just kind of a nice, basic, neutral option. It's also out in a really pretty berry color, and then they'll have more coming out for spring. To me, this is sort of like a quintessential everyday bra. It's not a t-shirt bra, but it's definitely one of those pieces that you can throw on every day. The seaming is pretty discreet. It's really comfortable. It's really lightweight. The shape is great. It doesn't give you, I know some people actually don't like the Chemexon bras that I love so much because there's so much protection. So it kind of finds this nice balancing point between being very forward and very wide. My only concern, like I said, is that it is very, very wide on the side, and I do worry that this is going to create a problem for certain shapes. I think that for me it's not as much of a big deal, but there's definitely room for it to create some trouble depending on what your breast shape is. Now, also want to note briefly that this part here is not really flexible. So again, if you have some issues with being fuller on top or needing something that's a little bit stretchier to accommodate the top of the bust, the Hero is not going to be for you. All in all, I have to say this to me has been the most promising new Freya silhouette I have seen in over a year. I am glad to see that Freya is finally experimenting a little more. I would like to see them pull this underwire in a little bit narrower on the sides so that you really get the full benefit of the side panel. But overall, I'm extremely pleased. I think this bra has great potential, and I definitely recommend you check it out. As always, if you have comments, questions, suggestions, anything, just feel free to email sophisticatedpair@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out our blog, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram for all the latest news and event information. Thanks for watching.